Warning, the stories you're about to hear are detailed accounts of shenanigans, pranks, and some mistakes that are meant to replicate the sort of discussions that veterans have when they reunite over a cold beverage and do not depict the professional daily actions of the military at large. We hope to make you laugh, but not to disrespect our proud men and women in uniform. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Cammo Comedy, where we take a humorous look at the lighter side of military service. We got a big show for you today, but before we jump into it, if you like what we're doing here, give us a subscribe, give us a follow, whatever they call it on your podcasting platform. And while you're at it, give us a 5-star rating, write us a review, as that makes us more relevant in the algorithm and boosts the overall visibility of the show. But word-of-mouth advertising is just so powerful, so if you tell some friends, I will love you forever. Okay, let's jump into the show.
Put your phone on silent. You just fucked up the whole show.
Don't tell me how to live.
There's one rule in the studio.
No pants.
No pants.
I am your host, Aaron Wolf. Just as a friendly reminder to everybody in the audience, Monday, we put out a new show. So make sure you give that notification bell a nice little tap so you don't miss a show. Joining me today is the sizzling human queef, call sign Cheeks.
What the fuck? What did you just call me?
Look, don't get all queefy on me. To quote the great Mark Norman, shout out to Mark Norman. Don't get all queefy on the show.
Don't get all queefy. I hate you.
You're the sizzling human queef. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
What are you doing today? What are you doing?
I'm spreading cheeks, not hate. That's what I'm doing.
That's what we love to hear. All right, we got a loaded show today. Again, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Call sign Cheeks, do you want to take over?
Yeah, so the first...
You got the first story of the day,
our first story is, it's in an airport, and anyone who travels in the military knows that when you're waiting at a gate and everyone's going to the same place, that everybody's either military or a military spouse, right?
Right.
So generally speaking, you don't like to travel in uniform, but if you do, you make sure you wear your shit right.
Right.
Because you're representing the uniform.
Yeah, and you want to be a good ambassador for the military. You know, put your best foot forward, that kind of stuff.
Right. Well, this guy wasn't being the best ambassador because he was sitting at the bar getting schmammered.
Oh, fuck me.
Right? And the guy who decides to come up and talk with him, right, he looks him up and down, sees that his uniform's all fucked up, his patches are all wonky, his flag's not perfectly squared off, you know what I mean? And he's wearing the wizard sleeves.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so he doesn't have his
like sleeve of wizard.
Sleeve of wizard. So he doesn't have the buttons cuffed on his sleeves, right?
Oh, shit.
So,
yeah.
And anybody who comes up to correct you about your uniform is usually somebody with some rank, right?
Or somebody that has some respect for the uniform, for sure. Probably a veteran, probably somebody that's in the know.
Yeah, somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Right.
Well, this guy comes up, talks to the soldier who's in E4, and he's like, hey, you might want to cuff those sleeves up, man.
Yeah.
And this guy goes, well, that's not how we do it in my fucking army.
Oh, shit. Oh, I see where this is going.
So this dude identifies himself as the command sergeant major.
Oh, shit.
Which is top tier enlisted, okay?
So just for clarification, was he the sergeant major of this guy's battalion, or was it?
Of the army. Like, not the sergeant major of the army, but like right there with him. Like in the same circle.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
He picked the wrong guy to fuck with.
Yeah. So he locks him up, starts giving him what for and whatnot. And this story's coming from someone observing, okay?
Yeah.
So this is the story, like secondhand watching this happen, like, ooh, what an idiot.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I mean, you just got to own it at that point. You fucked up.
Yeah.
You're being shit-faced drunk at an airport in uniform, and you're fucked up, and you're going to talk shit to somebody who comes over and corrects you.
Yep.
And not knowing who the fuck that they are. And they turned out to be...
He knows who he is now.
Sometimes soldiers got to learn the hard way, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got locked up and everything. I'm pretty sure he was telling him this command sergeant major is telling the specialist, I know where you work. I know who your first sergeant is. That's not the way you conduct yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. That guy got squared away for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, obviously we don't condone this kind of behavior, but when it goes south like this, it is funny.
It is. So email us those stories.
Right?
We want to know.
So, dude, check out this next story, right? As a matter of fact, I see a theme developing here, right?
I like themes.
What not to do.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So this story takes place back in the 1990s, right? And it's an 82nd Airborne story. And I love these because airborne cats generally are a little nuts.
Oh, yeah.
In all the best ways. So there was one Friday night
where the 82nd Airborne got word that there was a dictator who had just passed away, and they anticipated that things in this country could go sideways. So they kind of put these guys on a warning order like, hey, there's a good chance that you guys are going to be dropping in to this location when things go south.
Oh, so they're getting spun up.
Yeah. Well, the way that it worked is there was no orders to actually go and do anything, but obviously the powers that be way up the chain, they're going to be observing the situation in the country and say, if we've got to go in, you guys are the first in, you guys are going to be dropping in. So they're kind of giving them a warning, hey, get your stuff together and be prepared, because if it does go in that direction, you guys need to be ready, right?
Yeah.
Now, this all unfolds on a Friday night. So
oh no.
82nd Airborne guys who just got this news, they're young guys, and they're like, fuck it, when's the next time we're going to really have the party?
Yeah.
So they're getting fucked up.
Yeah,
right?
They are.
And, they're in their barracks, whatever. They're just kind of enjoying life. And a couple of guys, we're not going to go into a lot of details here, but it's important to understand what an MRE bomb is. Now, it's not as bad as it sounds, right? But we don't condone this kind of behavior, right?
But it is as fun as it sounds.
Essentially, it is just like popping a big plastic bag really, really loud, right? You're just dealing with expanding gas. So it's not like it's a bomb, but it makes a really loud sound. And of course, this is horribly amusing to drunk 82nd Airborne guys. So one guy makes up one of these MRE bombs and he throws it out the window of his barracks, and they hear boom. And of course, these guys are all like giggling and laughing and everything like that. Ah, ha, ha, we made a loud boom, right? Then, like off in the distance across base, they hear their boom answered with another boom. Boom. And of course,
more infantry
they're like,
guys.
oh, yeah, man. And so now there's a big deal with one-upsmanship. So now they make like 7 of these motherfuckers, and they just toss them all out the windows of their barracks, and it's like boom, 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 right? And of course,
this is on a military base?
This is on a military base out of the barracks window of the 82nd Airborne guys who just got a warning order that they could be getting combat dropped into a war situation, right? So
they're like, hey, fuck it, we might die. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, they're having a good time. However, what they're not calculating is, word spreads around a base. They know that, hey, 82nd Airborne possibly is getting spun up for, big time mission. And now they're getting reports of what appears to be explosions happening at their barracks. So the MPs respond, and there's 12 MPs that pull up, lights going and everything like that. And from what they said, these guys looked really worried, right? Because they're probably having to anticipate the worst and thinking, did these crazy motherfuckers take grenades out of the armory or something like that? And they're fucking around with that. So
'cause don't put it past infantry guys.
You never know. It's not the most common, but
infantry guys and alcohol, something's blown up.
So the MPs roll up and they're like, we're going to have to come in your barracks and search. We're getting a lot of reports of explosions happening around base. And the drunk 82nd guys are like, you ain't searching shit. They're like, uh-oh, fuck me. All right. He's like, you ain't coming in this. This is our territory, right? You guys got to fucking stay out there. You're not fucking coming in here.
You don't even know.
You guys don't even know. Right? So they're all drunk, and they're telling the Army MP guys, you're not fucking searching our barracks. If you come in here, you're going to have to fight all of us. So there's 80 guys. They're 82nd Airborne that are in this barracks, and there's 12 of these MPs, right?
What makes this better, so as a former infantryman, if you don't know, there's a long-standing, not rivalry, but mutual hatred from MPs to infantrymen, because MPs are there to create order, and infantry guys do the opposite of that. So I can just imagine how this back and forth is going.
So they're starting to barricade themselves in there, and it's getting later in the night. It was 11, 12 midnight, something like that. So all the guys that were awake and drunk and causing the commotion are running around the barracks, like waking everybody up. Like one of the younger guys had just gotten to the 82nd just, a few months ago, and he gets roused up out of bed. He's like, "Hey, wake up. We're fighting the cops." He's like, "Wait, what? What? Wait, why are we fighting these cops? I don't want to fight the cops. Like, I just went to bed. Like, I just got woke up." He's like, "They're in our area." Okay, works for me. And he grabs his shit and he goes over and like, so basically there was no melee or anything like that. Basically what they're doing is like they're barricading and then they're going up to the top part yeah. And they're like, "Fuck you guys, you're not coming in here, like you're gonna have to fight all of us." So then about like total of 25 MPs show up and they're surrounding the building and everything like that.
But we have numbers.
Well, 25 versus 80 is still bad.
That's what I mean. Infantry guys have got the numbers.
Well, also they're, these guys know how to barricade, so they're locking themselves in here and they're talking all kinds of shit up top, right?
I'm picturing like 15 bunk beds just torn apart and stacked at the door.
I don't know about that, but what I do know is that there was like this was kind of like the colonel from Rambo that had to come and like talk sense into him or whatever. Yeah. There was a captain that got roused out to like the front lawn of this barracks, and he's kind of like negotiating with the 82nd Airborne guys, and he's talking to the MPs, trying to like negotiate a separate piece on the front lawn of this thing. Meanwhile, like the up in the top floor, they're seeing like guys' ass cheeks getting pressed up against the window, and they're yelling like, "Fuck you guys, you're not coming in here," whatever. And they're, we're happy to point out that this ended on a good note, as crazy as this story sounds, right? The captain was working with like the CQ, sergeant that was there at the barracks and working with the MPs to be like, "Hey, these guys are a little spun up because, they just got some news that they could be getting dropped into a war zone and they're being dickheads. They found out that it was MRE bombs, so fairly harmless, as bad as those sound."
Yeah.
Captain basically comes to 80 seconds like, "All right, everybody go to bed. You're pissing everybody off on base, causing a ruckus. Like, stop throwing shit out the window and fucking causing booms." So, yeah.
I'm picturing the captain with like a bullhorn outside. "Put your pants up. We don't need to see this. No more MRE bombs. People are sleeping.
Quit being dickheads and go to bed."
Yeah.
So basically, ends on a high note. They ended up, that captain ended up shutting everything down.
Yeah.
And the cops were like, "Okay, we get it. I'm not sure exactly what was said on the front lawn. We didn't get that piece of information, but all the 82nd Airborne went to bed, lights out, no more incidents, no more loud booms or anything like that. And, the cops went on about their business.
I like to think that the captain was looking at the other MPs like, "Oh, it's fine. They'll tucker themselves out eventually." Just
It could have been.
They'll go to bed.
They just had to get it out of their system, I guess. But I love that story, man. As chaotic as it sounds, this is clearly not the right thing to do. We are not endorsing this kind of negative behavior, but since it ended on a good note without incident, we're happy to report those things.
Yeah. So our next one's going to be another Vietnam story.
Hell yeah, man.
Welcome home, boys.
Yeah, welcome home. Thank you for your service. And we just want to point out that that generation did a lot to promote the benefits and everything that a lot of veterans are receiving these days. So thanks for all your fighting, both overseas and here at home.
So we'll call our soldier here. He's an enlisted fella. We'll call him Joe, like G.I. Joe. Okay.
What up, Joe?
What up, Joe? Well, Joe is working at the headquarters unit. Okay.
Now, just to clarify, this is in country in Vietnam.
Yes. So this is in Vietnam, in country, in like a headquarters unit.
Gotcha.
Enlisted Joe is sitting there talking to the LT, sitting like on the corner of his desk, just BSing with them.
Yeah.
And the LT pulls out his .45.
Just for the audience members who don't know, LT is short for lieutenant, who is like the lower level of the officer ranks. The officers are all the supervisors in the military, if you will.
So Joe tells us that this guy's a second lieutenant, which is the lowest level of lieutenant you can get. And second lieutenants always catch a lot of shit in the military. Like you can't spell lost without LT, and like they don't know how to read maps. It's just
we love you, officers.
So LT pulls out his .45, and Joe's like, "Well, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, it's time to clean my service weapon." He's like, "Oh, okay, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to go back to work."
Right, I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah, so he hops off the desk, takes 2 steps, boom!
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So again, they're in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Right? Here's a big loud gunshot. Joe's sitting there trying to get his service weapon out. He's fiddling with the doodads because it's not just a regular holster like we have nowadays. They're like the cloth ones with snaps and buttons.
Fuck. Those are
yeah, terrible. Well, 2 steps, boom, trying to get his gun, turns around, he just sees the lieutenant sitting there with the gun in his hand, all moon faced, like,
shit. Oh shit.
So Joe sees that he's got the magazine out, holding the 45.
Oh fuck me.
Sees a bullet hole in the desk right where he was sitting.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So Joe's like, well, I don't need this anymore. Puts his gun away. He's like, well, you enjoy what's coming for you, buddy.
Oh yeah, because he's in the headquarters building. So there's got to be colonels,
everybody,
majors, everybody's in there. And it's not like he can just pawn this off on somebody else. Like, you're owning that shit.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, those officers, the top brass, they definitely were having a similar reaction to Joe.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, what the fuck? And then when they find out that this is their lower level guy that's a leader, you know, oh shit.
Yeah.
I would love to hear how that ended with that lieutenant.
So, yeah, I would too. But Joe says that he almost got killed in Vietnam by a second lieutenant. And he says that he still has the bullet at home today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Well, again, for another, rough story, we're glad that it had a happy ending.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
the best case scenario in that story. 2 steps. Hops off the desk, 2 steps, boom, almost shits his pants. Hilarious.
Yeah. So, dude, I love this next story. This story takes place in Afghanistan, and this is an Army Ranger story. We love our Army Rangers, right? So there's one main character here, and we're going to call him Staff Sergeant Franz with 3 Z's.
3 Z's?
Yes.
Not 1 or 2, but like not an S, but 3 Z's?
Franz.
Is this guy like sleeping on duty or something?
Absolutely not. Well, we're going to get to that. So check this out, man. All right. So these guys, they were put on a recon mission, right? So they're deep behind enemy lines, and they're on a 72-hour mission, right? And they have been divided into 2 groups of 2. So they have 2 elements, and you've got the squad leader, Staff Sergeant Franz, right?
So 2 groups of 2. It's not like they can do 1 up, 1 down.
No. And that's the problem here is like they're outside the wire, deep behind enemy lines for 3 days, right? And so it's rough going. And they get to like hour 71 of the 72-hour mission, and they're like, and Staff Sergeant Franz is like, bro, it's been a rough couple of days.
Yeah.
It's not been easy going where they've been at. And he's just like, fuck it. Laughing's better than crying. So he just decides to change up their call signs.
Yes.
Like they started out, it was something like, Raptor 1 and Ghost 2 or something like that.
Some cool guy shit.
Some cool guy shit, right? But then he decides, like they've got a command element that does like sit reps with him every so often or something like that. So they decide on the next sit rep, they're like, you know what? You guys are going to be Lucky Charm 1-1. And we're going to be Rainbow Bright 1-2.
Yes. From fucking Raptor 1 to Lucky Charm.
Like, fuck it, man. Like we're having some fun. He's like, we could legitimately die out here, so we're going to at least enjoy ourselves a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
get a good giggle while you're out there.
Absolutely. So the command element calls for their next sit rep, and he informs them. He's like, and oh, by the way, he was doing like the walkie-talkie at the beginning and end of every one of his transmissions. He's like, command element, be advised, there is no longer anybody here by that name. We are now Lucky Charm 1-1 and Rainbow Bright 1-2.
Yes.
Then their command element comes back with, what in the fuck is this bullshit? You guys are professionals. You need to start acting like it.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, their command comes back and just completely just destroys them.
Yeah.
And you could tell by the tone of voice and the words that they were using that this is like a big fish. And some of his guys on his team are kind of like side-eyeing and be like, bro, maybe this is time to stop having some fun. He's like, fuck it. We could die out here, man.
Yeah.
Full send. He goes, be advised, Lucky Charm 1-1, there is nobody here by those names. And I don't like you.
Oh, no.
You're now Captain Poopy Pants. And
he said this to the command element?
Yes. And his guys are like pissing themselves laughing. He's just like, fuck it, man. Full send.
Good for him. Hell yeah. What a set.
So, yeah, he had a set. I gotta give credit where credit's due, man. So they're just like, what are the chances we're gonna run into these guys? Fuck them. Like we're out here. It's they're deep into like hour 72, 73 by this point. So they're just like, look, we're we're having some fun wherever we can because they don't even know if they're going to make it back to base.
What a good leader giving his troops a morale boost like that, though.
So check this out. They finally get back to base, and it's longer than 72 hours at this point. They're just dragging ass. They're like, they're like dragging their rifles along and their equipment and stuff like that, just bumbling to get back
Sweaty,
to their hooch
and disheveled.
Yeah, shower and go to bed, right? And from behind him, Sergeant Franz hears, Sergeant Franz! Ooh. Fuck me. This is where you pay for it. He's like, oh, fuck. He spins around. There's a 2-star general standing behind him. And he fucking comes right up in his face and gets like nose to nose. And this Major General goes, I just got one fucking thing to say to you. Nice fucking job out there, Captain Poopy Pants out.
Ah, yes!
And then the general just spins and walks away. And they're just like, dude, you got fucking lucky on that one, right? Because that could have gone really bad, right? Because he was talking mass shit over the radio during this recon mission,
I'm
right?
sure he's standing like, is this real?
Oh, what the fuck was that? So at least this, and just to let everybody in the audience know that Major General is high.
Yeah.
It is a 2-star general, and there's a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, and that's the top. That's the top of the top.
That's it.
And like, there's not many 2-stars out there.
No, if the 2-star knows your name and you're an enlisted, like a staff sergeant E6, and he knows your name, you know that when you hear it come out of his mouth, you are about to get fucked.
Let's also appreciate the fact that this E6 was calling a 2-star Captain Poopy Pants over the fucking radio on a recon mission. I mean, and you also got to appreciate the fact that, okay, this general recognized, like, okay, they're on like hour 72.
Yeah.
They're definitely getting slap happy and a little like punch drunk or whatever you want to call it. All right, we get it. Like, is it appropriate? No. But it reminds me of this this comedian from back in the day. He was a pianist. His name was Victor Borg, right?
I think it's pianist.
I say pianist.
Okay.
So he used the piano in his act. And one of the things he used to do is he would play songs that everybody knew, right? And it would be like, row, row, row your boat or something like that. And then he would play like off key. And then you would see him like flip his sheet music, like 180 degrees. And then he would start playing on the right key and everybody would laugh.
Yeah.
And that's because everybody knew the song. Everybody knew the right notes to the music, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because he was doing the wrong thing, right?
Yeah.
And so we just want to tie this all up and say we had a lot of things that are off key here today.
Yeah.
We don't condone any of this type of behavior. But it is funny because we know the right notes.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck me. Fuck you.
Thanks for checking out the Cammo Comedy Show Podcast. If you like what we're doing here and you want to participate in this community, there are many different ways that you can contribute. First and foremost, tell somebody about the show. Word of mouth advertising is very powerful, and we really appreciate you for helping us out. If you have any funny military stories of your own or know somebody who does, with their permission, of course, you can contribute those stories via email at stories@cammocomedy.com. That's stories, STORIES, at CAMMOCOMEDY.com. Or if you're not too good at the internets, drop us a voicemail at area code 531-222-6146. That's area code 531-222-6146. That's right, we're giving away our phone number. We want funny military stories from all eras. So if you're not from a generation that's heavily online, we don't want there to be a barrier for participation. We have a lot of big plans for this show, and building this community to support veterans, we will announce here soon, so stay tuned. All right, I'm going to go have a nice spicy bowl of chili. Later.
This is in an airport.
Clip this. You want me to throw
I'll start
it?
over.
Yeah, let me throw it to you.
Okay.
Because we can add some of that. We can play with that
I was thinking
shit.
about queefs. I was being queefy.
How could you not think about a good, solid, sizzling queef? What the fuck is a sizzling queef?
Yes.
Too amused by my own
I
shit
love
here.
when you break. It's my favorite.
All right.